Now we're going to look at using transformations of sine and cosine functions. Example 11 says a point rotates around a circle of radius 3 centered at the origin. Sketch a graph of the y-coordinate of the point as a function of the angle of rotation. So just imagine, here's our circle. It's out to 3. So it's going to be going around like so. So whenever the graph starts, it starts at the height of 0. Then as we go on to pi over 2, it gets up to 3. Then when we get to pi, this would be 3 pi over 2. This would be 0 and 2 pi. So when it gets over to pi, it's back to 0 again. When it gets to 3 pi over 2, it's at negative 3 on the y-axis. Then it gets back up to 2. So you're getting this kind of a curve. So it's a sine curve that's stretched. Okay. Let's look at the next one. It says, we got a nice little diagram here. A circle with radius 3, here's a circle with radius 3, is mounted with its center 4 feet off the ground. So the center here is 4 feet. So that means this must be, if this is 3 feet, that must be 1 foot. Okay, so it starts at 1 foot off the ground. The point closest to the ground is labeled P as shown in figure 23. Oh, I don't have a figure number. Maybe it's just shown as shown. Look at that. Oops. Okay. Sketch a graph of the height above the ground of the point P as the circle is rotated, then find a function that gives the height in terms of the angle of rotation. Okay, so if this is 1, 3, and if we're up at the upper end, that's 3 more, so that's 7 is the height. So it gets up to 7. But it's going to start at 1. So let me read this one more time. Point close to the ground. Sketch a graph of the height of the function. Okay. So it's going to start off at, maybe I'll relabel these as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and put 7 up here. So it starts at 1. It's going to go up to, once we get to pi over 2, or once we get to pi, it's going to go all the way up to 7. Then it's going to come back down to 1. So our midline would have been at 0, y equals 0. Now it's going to be the halfway between 7 and 1, so what is that, 4? So this is our midline. So we're going to cross that midline at pi over 2 and at 3 pi over 2. So we get a curve like this. And likewise, we can trace it back the other direction. Well, they're not saying time goes negative, but this would be here, then at negative pi, be up there, back to here, and then back to there, to give you 2 periods. Okay, there it is. That kind of, there we go. That would be our cosine curve for the position on this function. Okay, last example. The London Eye is a huge Ferris wheel. I've actually been on it. It's kind of cool. And I'm trying to think of what is it, how does it compare to the one in Vegas? That's a tough comparison. Anyway, it's a huge Ferris wheel with a diameter of 135 meters. It completes one rotation every 30 minutes. Riders board the platform 2 meters above the ground and express a rider's height above the ground as a function of time in minutes. Okay, so if we think about this, so we're going to start at 2 meters above the ground. And then we're going to get up to, so that's 2. This diameter is 135. Okay, so at your lowest point, you're at 2. At your highest point, I guess I should ask this, if this is our graph, where's the new midline? That midline would be this, what is it? Half of 135, 67.5. So our D is going to be 69.5 as a shift upwards. Now, starting low, you go around for 30 minutes and you come back down to that same spot. So normally a cosine would start high and go down. We're starting down and going up. So it's going to be a negative amplitude. And so the amplitude above and below the center line is 67.5. So we're going to go with our A being negative 67.5 because we're starting down and going up. So start off, y equals negative 67.5 times cosine of, now I need my period. Period is 30 minutes, so 2 pi over b equals 30. So 2 pi equals 30b. So b equals 2 pi over 30 or pi over 15. So it's cosine of 15 or pi over 15 times t for time, then plus this vertical shift of 69.5. So there's our equation. Negative 67.5 cosine of pi over 15t plus 69.5. Again, it's cosine. I chose cosine because it starts low, it goes high, and comes back down again. You start low, you go up to the top, and you come back down again. And since it starts low instead of starting high, that's why we do a negative 67.5. Okay, well, I hope that helps. And good luck with the homework, and let me know if you have questions.